Hello, starting the official Halloween season with the 1st of October. We are going to review, discuss.
Revisit Ed Wood by Tim Burton.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a movie, man. I mean, it's great. One of his best films, easily.
I think it is his best film.
Yeah, it's outstanding. On the design of it, the style, the actual story itself, the whole story of Ed's relationship and friendship that he developed with Bela Lugosi, like he did, and was probably his most redeeming quality because he didn't have very many others, but he did care for Bela, and he threw work at him, and just kind of made the end of his days as
Pleasant.
as he could.
Yeah.
Yes. And he won an Academy Award for that.
Martin Landau, yes.
Way deserving of it. I mean, he was just outstanding. He stole the movie, hands down.
Yeah, even when he wasn't on screen, because it was after he died, and
Yeah, it was all about Bela, man. It was great. And it was sad what happened to Bela, how he ended up, at the end of his days. And at least he had Ed Wood to kind of at least give him some dignity.
God, hold on, is that as bad as Kevin Smith being friends with Stan Lee towards the end of his life? Actually, I just by saying the question, I answered it. No. I think it was actually that was more heartfelt than the Kevin Smith thing.
Absolutely, because Bela was, all
an
alone,
old dope fiend,
Stan was on top of the world when he passed, so no, not even close to a comparison. That's apples and oranges for days. But no, man, and the thing is that totally dramatized and all, but everybody in it was all the real people that he really trucked with. And Bill Murray, who wanted a sex change in the middle of the 50s. And
Bunny, not Bill Murray.
But Bill Murray's character.
I can't speak for Bill Murray, but I'm just.
And Sarah Jessica Parker, his first girlfriend.
That's a great joke opening. Do I have a horse face?
Yeah. And
wow.
And just how detailed his progression of making these god awful movies that he made, and that
you say hold on, I'm gonna fight you because you say god awful, and they probably are horrendous.
They're hideous.
But compared to some of the shite that has been squeezed out of the sphincter called Hollywood in the past 10, 15, maybe even the 70s, too.
Oh, no. There's probably worse out there than what he did. But the thing about his films are that they have this, quality to them that just, they're just, and he didn't really get the recognition or any kind of a following until after he passed. It was 1978, as the film mentions, that he passed in 78. And in 1980, 2 years later, he was voted the worst film director of all time. And Plan 9 from Outer Space was voted the worst movie ever made.
Now, do you
think that's the legacy he left, okay?
Now, do you think that was just somebody doing sour grapes and just being, well, he's finally dead, now we can really kick him in the head?
No, it was a legit film society, like in New York or someplace, and they
New York,
it was no.
The cradle of culture.
No, come on, man. It was like a coalition of film critics and experts and and they voted it the worst movie ever made over all these other bad pieces of shit. But that distinction puts him in the history books, and it became a huge cult classic in the 80s at midnight shows. All right.
But
people would go to it.
What I'm saying is that this is the same group that thought Andy Warhol was something special. I'm just saying. Yeah, the same group of people.
The same group that would have put, but still.
I'm just saying. I'm not, it's not a fight. I'm just saying. It's like, really?
I'm just saying it because it's true. I'm not saying one thing or another about it. I'm just saying that happened.
Yeah.
And I remember when it happened. I read about it when it happened. And it was because Plan 9 had started showing up at midnight shows and was starting to get attention and a following.
So it was an economic dimension. It was that money was going to this film instead of other more deserving films. So let's try and kick its teeth in while it's getting a resurgence.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I think.
I think it just brought more attention to it. And maybe people want to see it all the more because you got to see the worst movie ever made, right?
I have.
I mean, if it has that distinction, you got to
Oh, so this is this.
see what made it the worst movie ever made for
So
yourself.
this,
You
this-
can't just
this, so
take
this
their
falls
word.
within that category of trilogy of terror. You have to see it.
You have to see it more than the trilogy of terror. We could have gave that one a miss.
All right. Well, no, I'm just
really,
saying. Yeah.
because it is not.
It is. It
It does
god-awful.
not have that distinction. You know, it's not even worth an honorable mention. It was that bad,
Yes.
and
Probably going to be our
bad on a
shortest
different
movie,
level
yeah.
because I mean, at least the Ed Wood films had a certain
Quality
kitsch to them.
Yes.
They were kitschy.
and he
you
was
know.
trying. He was working harder than a cat trying to hide a turd on a marble floor.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
He had a love for it.
That's arguable that he was trying, but no, he did.
Well-
All he wanted to do was just make movies, and
The movie conveyed that it looked like he was trying. He was just
But I
a
mean,
schlub who liked Angora.
Glenn or Glenda, though, man. I mean, it was totally autobiographical, and he even played the guy in his own movie. That was
So it was a self-insert.
It-
Oh my! the
that
first-
was a full-on self-insert. Absolutely, it was.
Right.
And his girlfriend was the girlfriend in the movie because he didn't have anybody to do this for him. He
Yeah.
was, broke and kind of a loser, douchebag. His car was always smoking.
It's funny because the way Johnny Depp looked in the film, he reminds me of a friend of mine, Rigby, and I'm just like, wow, that's who Rigby reminds me of.
Oh yeah, no, Johnny Depp was great. His mannerisms and his performance was great.
Yeah,
It always is, but I mean this one in particular.
and that's
And I loved just his use of miniatures, especially the opening credits where it was going through the graveyard with all their names on it.
Yeah.
And it was all just obviously a miniature like little set that they built. It wasn't like animated or
well, the stop motion was once you get the tentacles.
oh
and
yeah, that was. But as far as just the camera moving through
Oh,
the
yeah.
graveyard,
Yeah.
it was a real little graveyard
Set,
that they
yeah.
built. And even the town, when the Hollywood sign and they panned back from it, it was like it looked like a model train set or something. It was
Yeah.
awesome, and being filmed in black and white for the 50s, period,
yeah.
and all the acting was great as far as that 50s period and all the weird freakazoids of the 50s. I mean, it kind of illustrates that they've been there all along. Hello,
So let's talk about Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
He was another, not breakout performance, but he was just another.
He was
like,
a standout.
Yes.
For days. Yeah, no, he was in rare form and was just so
On it.
sold out to that character.
Yeah.
It's not like he was Bill Murray phoning it in.
Yes.
No, not even close. Not like Quantumania. Not even close.
I didn't even see that. Yeah. Nice.
So no. I mean everybody really
Brought
at the
it-
top
brought
of
it
their
to the-
game
yeah.
and brought it to the table. And
It's,
I mean Vincent D'Onofrio,
which you
Orson
didn't, you
Welles.
forgot that who he.
I didn't even put it together because, I mean, when you look at him, he doesn't even look like Vincent. He looks just like Orson.
Yeah.
And it wasn't his voice either. There was the guy.
It was the guy who
It was
did the
voiced
brain.
over.
Yeah.
The guy that did the voice of the Brain on Pinky and the Brain, right?
Right.
Try to take over the world, and you can hear it. But still, yeah, he looked so much like Orson. I don't think I ever put it together that it was Vincent D'Onofrio. I probably didn't even read it in the credits or something,
Right.
because Vincent, I mean, I'm a big fan of Vincent's, all the way back to
The Cell.
that and Full Metal Jacket,
Have you seen The Cell?
Private Pile. Oh my God, and The Cell.
Okay.
And wasn't really a follower of the CSI or whatever that he was in.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. I
Criminal
knew,
Intent.
but I loved him in MIB
Right.
as Edgar.
Yeah.
He'll put my hands on my head like this. Oh my God, loved him. And of course, he's the quintessential definitive kingpin for Marvel, and I just had never put it together that that's who played Orson Welles in this movie. It's one of my favorite films, though, and if you haven't seen it, you got to see Ed Wood by Tim Burton. The story of the guy that made Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is arguably the worst movie ever made. And then do yourself a favor and see Plan 9.
And then watch our review on the 31st of Plan 9 from Outer Space.
We'll be closing the month with it, yes.
Like, share, and subscribe.